and then this attachment here, and this little piece in front of it, there's an effect which sort of shows the wave of the audio wave, which blurs, which warps the stuff behind it like glass, right? And so anything in that region that gets hit gets pushed back and stunned.
Okay, so
it's like a fallback animation, which we've provided. And then, it takes them a bit of time to get up. And meanwhile, you run away.
So it's more of an area of effect attack versus a melee attack, in a way.
No. Area of effect is different. Area of effect is in an area on the ground, right? This is not on the ground. It's just that the visible staff where it ends, between that and slightly ahead of it, imagine fire. So the fire starts after the stick ends, but it extends like a slight area in front of it. It's very similar. So imagine like something coming out like a cone. Imagine a cone being in front of the staff. That's literally what it is. So there's an invisible cone. And if that cone is something that hits, so most likely it's going to be like a pointing, almost like a gun.
So kind of like kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like gun, you know how you do the stun thing?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the way I explained it the first time was right. Okay. I'll let them know that.
Either you do that motion or just hold it and it goes like a little, like a flamethrower almost. But the animation we can tweak. But the idea is that in front of the attachment, there's going to be a little space, which is going to, if you're in that area, it's going to hit you and it's going to throw you back. That's the idea.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me tell them that, because that was one of the things I was explaining, but I was just like, let me double check just to be sure.
Because that's the easiest to just implement with what we have, rather than like a full-blown either ranged or melee or area of attack. This one is easy. It's just like an invisible cone on top of it, which is the place which actually is the hit detection. But yeah, I think doing that sort of is fine too, like in front of you, and then I think that's fine. All right. So let's start discussing what we're going to wait for Jack to come as well. But yeah, we can go ahead. So why don't you start sharing what we've done so far? Like, let's play the game and look at what you've placed and so on.
All right. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yep, I can see the screen.
All right. Let me play from start. So the main thing I was doing was just trying to see like where the entries made sense at versus where I thought the dialogue boxes would make sense. So so this is still the same as it was before.
By the way, Connie has given us an updated running animation, and it should look different than this. It doesn't look too different, which is what we wanted, but just letting you know.
Okay.
And remind me to fix the physics on the clothes too when we get it from what's his name, from Tayyab. I want to make it heavier so that it's not flapping up and you don't see his backside as often as you're seeing right now, hopefully.
Yeah. So now once you get up here, it'll give you a new new dialogue, just letting you know how to ledge climb. So then I can run and ledge climb.
Okay, nice. Okay. So there's going to be a dialog box here telling you, right, the trigger.
Yes, that was what was right here on the wooden thing. I know that you want to change that, but I didn't worry about that right now.
No. I didn't. Like, how do they know that they have to jump there? Did something pop up? I didn't see.
Yeah, it was a dialogue box there. I probably just need to make it a little bit longer.
Okay, can you run it? They all should be a bit longer. Yeah, could you run the game again? Yes.
Yeah. I think it's set to like 10 seconds, I think.
Yeah, okay. I must have missed it. By the way,
you wasn't paying attention.
It's fine, right? The mountain. For some reason in this it seems broken, but in the building.
Yeah. I gotta ask Marcos to fix it.
Okay. Yeah, but in the build I think it's fine, because to me it looks fine on my end.
Okay.
And
so all this is still the same. Yep. So now when you get up here it is.
Okay. Grab the ledge. Okay. Okay.
It could be worded differently.
Yeah, it's technically not a ledge, right? So
No.
yeah, that's why we have to word it better. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
continue.
So then same thing. Go over, and then right when you're getting close, when you get up here, it then gives you this. So then you can turn, and then boom. Now I'm on the rope.
Got it. Got
And now you're basically at the end. So then you can either just not that.
it. Yeah, I was wondering why you did that. I'm like, wait, he literally
So,
jumped before he got to.
sometimes I get there beforehand, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll just move past that. Just start right here.
Are you just cheating our game?
A tiny bit, tiny bit. Um,
Just level designer cheating on his own game, man.
yeah, cheat on my own level. I know.
Yep.
He's allowed. He's
Okay.
allowed since he built it.
Yeah. Okay. So after that, all this is still the same. So you run around that. And the wolf is on my butt, and this is all still the same. I did fix the ghost effect not being on this gen at first. I realized that in the ghost capture you had that it wasn't referencing this one, so I put it on there.
The reason it wasn't referencing is because I actually removed that Jin wolf, and then
Oh, you did?
Maybe you brought it back. Somebody brought it back.
I did.
Yeah, I removed it because we have already seen a Jin wolf, and to be honest, it doesn't make sense here because you just want to go down and jump and maybe parkour a bit. As you can see, I also fixed that step down. It was too rotated,
Yeah.
whereas now you can sort of do a jump, and get to it. So I wanted it to be a bit more smooth. Right now, it's not as smooth. So to me, and then there was a little stone on top of it, which I also wanted to remove. So yeah, personally, for me, it's not doing it. And I think if we remove it, it's better.
Okay, that means I need to also get rid of this dialogue.
Yeah. And we'll need to get rid of the aberrator tag as well, which is what it complained about. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just let me start right here this time. Okay.
Yeah. So if you start a bit back, I want to see the parkour and see if it's fluid, if it's smooth. Like I want to be able to have people like see it and then sort of jump, and try to do a single. Because as you can see, I increased the area in the front too, so you can now actually jump down rather than as soon as you jump, now you go down. So we made
Yeah.
it. So hopefully it has that more fluidity now. Let's see.
Mhm. Okay, so right after the thing, Jin, I run.
He does a weird jump. No, there. Okay, that's weird. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
We have to fix that. Why is that way again? There's some there.
I don't know if it's because of the terrain or if it's something with the IK, but
no, the terrain is way too vertical. Look at it. It's literally a slope. Okay, we have to fix that. But yeah, of course, the IK is doing. Like, he shouldn't be jumping that weird. Anyway, we'll look at that. Let's continue.
Okay. Let me just. It's like I'm doing it again.
Yeah, and let's see if you can. Can you do it in one fluid sort of motion?
Like just jump down.
Yeah, like jump, and try to like continue with the same momentum rather than stopping and then jumping up. No, you
Okay.
can continue back.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I need momentum.
Yeah, there. Yeah, this is what I was sort of trying to get to. Okay, and there's a stone over there. Let's look at that bug again. Can you pick up the stone and see if? So when you pick it up and you literally hold it in your hand, keep it pressed. E. Okay. See, it doesn't show the. It doesn't show
the rock in the hand.
It doesn't show the rock in hand. It doesn't show the crosshair, right? The red.
No.
But it still does this, which is weird. Like you could still throw it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's there in his hand, but you don't see it. So that's a bug. We need to fix this one, whatever this bug is.
Yeah, that's on the list. I think Ibai was saying that it's more than likely just a missing tag that he needs to add on there.
Okay, so we should ask him then and ask for an update and see if it's fixed. Okay.
So now, so you missed the original dialogue. Here, let me back out. And technically, this rock should not be here.
Okay.
Because it would kind of mess up with the whole tutorial I have going on. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it does. And this time, instead of just jumping straight down, see if you can hit like the lower step and then jump, and then see if you can get it that way. Because
okay.
right now we don't have fall damage, but I think ultimately when we do, people are going to try to avoid falling too far deep. So when they do a flip, they'll try to hit like one of the higher steps.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we've changed the Ooh, you jumped way too above. Ooh, that's not bad actually. Yeah,
I can do it again.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
okay.
thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So now when you get up here, it still gets the same dialogue of, oh, there's some rocks and it sounds like use. But then when I step down, the first tutorial pops up with the rock. This was where a lot of people kept tripping up on. So I was like, all right, let me make this a tutorial entry so they can directly know how to pick up and aim and everything.
Okay. So press I or R. Right now, they won't be okay. It's just telling you, but you can't really do anything right now. Okay, that makes sense.
No, it's just telling, because then when you come down, it's another thing, another bug with the tutorial is that when on keyboard, if you press escape, the mouse cursor shows, but it won't start the game until you press escape again.
Yeah, I noticed that. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. UI is being in the butt. Okay.
Yeah, so I can go and pick up stones and everything, and then of course, if I ever need to revert back, go here, tutorial, rock throwing, gives you the same thing again.
I think the tutorial should be the first tab.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Let's note
that. So yeah, the only thing is just trying to explain the hotbar thing.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, when should I introduce that? Because it's already enough I have the rock throwing here and it pops up here, but like, then do I place another?
No. So I think that when you equip it, that's the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Does it go to the hotbar when you equip it?
Yeah. Stop. Oh.
How do we decide what should go to the hotbar?
Maybe when you do the second equip, right? Because when you equip something else, does it also automatically go?
If you just pick it up, it automatically goes to the hotbar. If you hold to equip it, it doesn't go in the hotbar.
Isn't that the other way around?
It should be the other way around, but that's just how it is currently right now.
Let's fix that then. That's a bug, and that's the opportunity for the tutorial. So whenever you equip, then that's where it should explain the hotbar and say, now you've equipped your thing, you should see it in the hotbar, and you can press 0, 1, 2, 3 in order to so it'll explain it here.
Yeah, and then so this is just me just picking it up. If I pick it up, it automatically goes to the hot. But of course, if I hold and equip it, then it's
it should
there.
be on the,
but it's not in my hand though.
Where did the tutorial go where he talks about throwing stuff at this thing?
I took it out to replace it with the tutorial entry.
So in that tutorial entry, we have a picture of a rock and a guy throwing a rock at this thing. And that's what we should do. Okay.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't go too deep into like what they were gonna say. I just put the general thing, but I agree. And then of course you can still throw the stone and everything.
Okay, so let's put that in our notes. That's something we need to put in.
Yeah.
And we need to put it in our notes because Hootie or somebody else might be doing that. All right.
Okay. And then this is still the same. Like picking stuff up and everything. And then this is still the same. So when you get close to the bandits, it gives you the bandits like history. It's not supposed to be a tutorial. It shouldn't be that. Forgot to change it back. That was on me.
No. It shouldn't pop up directly. It should just say journal entry added, which you can then go. So did you pop it up or did that open up?
I was first testing the difference between each of them, and I think I just forgot to change it from tutorial to journal. So let me swap that back.
Yeah, let's fix that quickly because we don't want it to automatically show up and disrupt the whole movement that you've got going.
Yeah. Yeah. Another tutorial. This should be journal.
Okay.
Actually,
No, it's not. Oh, actually, it could be history. Yeah, could be history. Yeah, true. It's true. Well, to be honest, history would be more real history, whereas journal.
Yeah.
So let's make it journal.
Yeah, it does the same thing whether it's history or journal, but it's just
it's good for our own. We want to know what this is, and what I want to do is what was I gonna say? I forgot. Anyway, continue.
okay.
We need to somehow get rid of this every time we test the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully, here's camera system will fix this.
Uh,
Okay, yeah. So here's where he'll talk about I see this, and I could probably shoot, or maybe yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I can still add it back. It's a way to do it. I just got to throw the dialogue box back inside the house.
Yep. Okay. Let's continue.
Okay. Just pick up some things on the way. Okay. Bandits.
Okay.
Oh,
What? What was that?
he got in my way, so I can jump over.
I thought he just appeared out of nowhere. Okay. So
No, he saw me and ran up on me.
So this bothers me a lot. I think this breaks the fluidity of the whole thing. Like you jump from that thing here, a lot of the times it's hard to sort of see because of the shape of this, how you're going to climb. And then when you jump to the other side, usually you jump on the edge and you sort of hang rather than going up. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the same fluidity as everything else, especially because the shape is weird.
Yeah.
The shape of this thing is weird. So we have to figure this out. But it bothers me less now, but because we fixed quite a bit. But it used to bother me quite a bit. But anyway, all right, let's continue.
Yeah. Okay. So after you escaped everybody, then that was all of them close call, and then another tutorial is going to pop up. Then you know about your hunger and thirst meter. A lot of people have been overlooking this, so this needs to be a tutorial.
Okay.
So once that's done, then that's when the quest log pops up. That's normal.
Before that, when you're running and when you see the quest pop up for the first time, or when you see even the journal added for the first time, I think it should tell you that this is the journal, and that
Yes.
if you see this icon as, because right now I see an exclamation mark for everything, so we should have separate icons. So again, let's note that down. But we should have separate icons for. And again, before early access. So let's throw them in. So note them down, and let me see if we can get that in.
Do those all function the same as the pause menu?
What was that?
Do those all function the same as the pause menu?
It should. Chris, do they function the same as the pause menu?
The journal entries?
Yeah, like the game state pauses, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of it. So if you press I, it basically opens that whole thing.
Just making sure, because in some games it doesn't, and things can still attack you while you're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In our case, does it actually pause? Just can you confirm that?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Because I remember that we said it doesn't technically pause, but it makes it very slow. Like some other games, we were going back and forth. But if it pauses, I think that's better. But anyway.
Yeah, I was mentioning to Mirza how when that journal entry pops up on the side, that there should be an option to open it, because some players may want to open to see what's going on, but it shouldn't be like, oh, I have to do it. It's just like, well, if you want to, you can.
On that note, what happens right now? The journal doesn't automatically open, right?
No, not right now. I told him to add that.
So you have to press I to go there? Is that what
you gotta press I to go to the journal, and then
I see. Got it.
So before we move forward, I want to ask one thing. So when we entered the bandits area, there were 3 bandits, and then when we climbed that ledge type thing, there was only one chasing us, and then when we stepped on that, even he stopped. Shouldn't all of them be chasing us? Because if we're moving through a mountain area and like 3 bandits see a random person, they would all chase him.
We specifically kept a radius because otherwise what would happen is when they're not in that enclosed area, they'll chase you forever. So we wanted it because that initial area is more of a tutorial area. You're meant to run away. And when we had 3 bandits, you had somebody up in the tower shooting arrows at you in 2 and 3. It's going to become impossible for people to even get out of the tutorial area. That's my understanding, Chris.
Yeah, it was kind of to break up the flow because at that moment you have no weapons besides the rocks, and the rocks literally does hardly any damage.
So the first one, you might be bold enough to try to take him down with a rock, but then there are 2 and you're like, okay, wait, this is too much. And then there's a nice little space where you jump down and this, and the others are like, okay, he's out of my territory. So if you look at the territory, it's marked like there's walls between them. So technically there's 1 down and there's 2 up. So I believe there's 4 or 5 total, right? 1 is up there in the.
There's 1 in the tower, and then there's 2 before, and then 1 on the ground.
Yeah,
up below it.
We broke it up on purpose. Again, from a game design perspective rather than realism perspective, just so that it's easier. Go ahead.
Okay, so so all this is still the same. You come by, you pick up stuff on the way up to this first part. So one thing that I was working on before was trying to introduce both repairing and tool crafting at the same time. So basically, when you now get here, it's going to give you this script about repairing and how to repair. It's not going to be this. I was actually changing that. But it's going to tell you that you're going to need some type of object to repair the things.
So did this trigger the first time it says you need this, or when did it appear, this thing?
This appeared right when you're getting close to the broken barrel. So it's going to mention that,
I think it should appear not on a trigger. It should appear on an event. And that event should be when you're close. I mean, it could be a trigger, but basically when you're close enough to that barrel where it shows need hammer, maybe give it like a second or so, and then it should show up. And that way, like, people get some time to process. Because frankly, if I were playing this the first time, I haven't even seen that thing. And suddenly I see an entire axe or hammer, and I'm reading, I'm like, okay, what happened here? I think it breaks that whole flow. So maybe we need to go there and see it would be better.
Okay. So basically, and then when you get closer, he's going to say there should be some parts nearby.
Need hammer, and this is where then, it opens the journal entry.
Okay.
And maybe there should be a little pause here too, just for people to be able to. One thing that really bothers me, and again, it's not necessary for early access, is how big the log is. And can you remind me, what was the difference between the log and sticks? Like, what do we use the log for? What do you use the stick for?
The log was for repairing the roofs, and the sticks obviously was for the weapons and smaller things.
Right. So I think that we do have smaller logs that we should use. We have a lot of them now. So let's use those. And then technically we should be able to use the log as a weapon as well. Like technically, right? So I mean we should, just like we use a stone for repairing and for weapons. So again, not now, but something that we should look at in the future. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So as you're doing everything, you notice that there's this bungay over here. So this is where I was gonna have the parts for the hammer for them to make the hammer, then repair the barrel. So when they pick this up, it's supposed to give you the tutorial. This is the bug. I asked Mirza to fix this, but it's a tutorial. So when you come over here,
what's the bug?
So basically, when I attach the collectible with the ID tutorial entry that I made, for any tutorial entry, that big screen pops up and it stops the game. It doesn't do that when you pick up an item and you connect that to the collectible.
So here's a little thing. I noticed you're using the tutorial system. Are you using the quest system or the tutorial system separate?
I'm using the dialogue boxes and the tutorial entry separate. So I'm leaving the dialogue strictly for the easier things that players can pick up and dialogue that he may say here and there. But then I'm using the tutorial entries for the more complex things in our game.
Right. What I mean is the tutorial entries, which system is it using?
The one that Mirza has created.
Is it Mirza or is it Huria? Because remember, Huria created one or used one which was far more flexible. We should use that one, which is the same as, I believe, the quest system, so that you can trigger on different things, not just a trigger box. You can trigger it based on an event. You can trigger it based on this and that. Do you remember that?
I'm not entirely sure. This was what was in the knowledge document that I believe Mirza created for the information journal system.
I see. Yeah, I think we need, okay, I think we're just going directly to the journal system, whereas it should be a little quest system, and then when you do it, the quest system then adds to the journal.
Yeah.
That's why you're having the problem we're having. Okay, we'll fix that. Okay.
So yeah. And then that's pretty much where I left off at. Because after they pick this up, the tutorial pops up, then they can come back here and then repair the barrel. And then they would know how to repair, but also know how to craft weapons or tools.
What does the barrel represent? The barrel it represents a stash, right? In which
Yeah,
you can.
we still don't have a broken chest model, so I just never replaced it yet. So,
so
I need that.
In that loop to put it there. I'm waiting for whatever you need. So if you need a broken chest model, let me know and I'll give you one, right?
Okay.
So put that there. I'll give you one. And then the other thing is, I'm assuming that the tutorial will mention that this is going to be a stash and that it's going to be marked, because marking is also an important part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So marking, and then that not now, but after early access, you will be able to actually store items here that you craft. So it's sort of like, because you've crafted, now you've come back, you've repaired this, and it's telling you why you want to do that. It's also marked as an area that you can then spawn back in again, right? That's the idea?
Yeah.
But have we implemented that? Does he respawn here? Okay,
No.
so let's add that in. So there's a trigger to save, right? So let's put a save trigger. As soon as you repair this, there should be a trigger to save.
Okay. Yeah, so that was pretty much everything that I've been like tweaking on.
What are the things you're thinking of? Let's discuss that very quickly.
Yeah. So another thing that I had was the path to the Tonga house. So right when they get right here to the first set of poop, it plays a journal entry. Matter of fact, let me just play it. Also, did somebody change the lighting again?
Marcos, I think, did, and then I put it back, so it should not be. The only thing might be that day-night changes quickly, so I don't think I changed the lighting, but other than that, day and night. So it says.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. So it gives me a journal entry. Okay.
So yeah, so again, this is just something short and sweet, but Jack will fix this.
So this dialogue, he should say add dialogue, and then it should also add the journal entry. Does that make sense? Because this is dialogue rather than the background. So he'll say, there might have been a horse here, or whatever. He says it, and then he moves on, right?
Okay.
All right.
So then as he's going down the path, I was debating about adding another one, but just how it's built out right now, it was fine. Because then once they get close to the house.
Yeah, that's where you probably want.
So I added the Tonga, if that's what it's called, or the carriage here. So then when they come over here, it gives another.
Nice. Okay, you added that. So Rihanna's going to be happy. I think she was asking.
Yeah.
And then there's another journal entry saying that there seemed to be a horse here. Maybe I can find it to be able to travel much better.
Why is there a missing entry in the middle of the two?
That is a good question.
Okay. Well, again, let's note it down. There's going to be lots of small bugs that we have to fix.
Yeah. So yeah, and then they'll see this here, and so that's pretty much the Tonga house.
Okay, perfect. And what are the plans for what else do you want to add? Like, what is the path? Have you thought about it? I think what we should do is like note these things top down and then mark it. Like, here's what I'm going to add. Here's what I'm going to add. Here's what I'm going to add. And then when we're good with it, then you can go ahead and add it and it'll be much faster. So that way I can get some feedback too. And at the same time, it'll give Jack something to actually go ahead and write. Oh, there's a bandit right there. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Marcos removed all of the mountains, or is it just your world partition bugging out?
I don't know. That's like a very good question.
Yeah, I think it's your world partition bugging out because I'm pretty sure I see all the mountains and everything. Anyway, we'll have to look at that. Can you look at it right now? Can you rotate your camera and see in editor? No, it's there in the editor.
Yeah.
Okay, it is your world partition bugging out. Okay.
Okay.
To be
So yeah, so that's for the horse path. And then I also have one for the repairable house. I think this is a tutorial. Is it a tutorial?
Is there a once? Sorry. So now, is it like a split decision? We can either go towards the broken down house or towards the horse path. I'm just wondering, like, as a player, if I go to one, where do they connect at?
They both connect. So ultimately, initially there's a split, but all of these paths are meant to connect to each other. So if you keep going down this route, it'll go down all the way, and it'll connect to that house as well. So you can do both. It's just that which one do you want to do first? So you go through this, and can you see the path?
Yeah, I see it. I guess my question is more because the tutorial originally kind of prompts you to go look for like the broke down house. I'm just wondering, I'm not saying super easy mode for a player, but like if I go look at the Tonga house first.
No, it doesn't tell you to go find a broken house. Not initially there.
Doesn't it say, wasn't it saying something about how you could like...
No, that was for this region. That was for this right here. Not that house. It's this one right here. So that's before you do the fork. It's telling you to come back and fix this thing. Then it forks off, and then you have two. So you either go to the right and repair a house. This is a chest, repairing a chest. Or you go up to the other house.
Yeah. But doesn't it say something about maybe there's more further on? Either way, regardless of what it's saying here, I'm more saying like as a player, can you go back up to where the Tonga house is? Just if I'm looking around, I guess my worry is I might run straight into where all those other things are, and how do I know where to go back to the broken down house?
Oh, so again, this is an open world. So you're able to come to this from any path, not just from that code. You don't have to retrace your steps.
No, I understand that. I'm more saying like as a player, because it's open world, I'm going to go, let's just say I run to here and then I see all those other things and I kind of miss that area. Is there anything that's going to remind me I need to go back because this is so open world?
I'm not sure we want that because it's an open world. There's no missing. You might not want to do that. You might want to do something else instead. Or are you just specifically talking about tutorial wise? Because that's not the only repairable that's going to be there. There's going to be multiple.
So they don't even have to do that one anymore?
No, it's not that one. Like you could go, the only ones that you had to have were very linear. Those were the initial ones. So after that, it's really up to you. You repair this one or that one. And what happens is once you repair, it goes to your map. To your compass.
So in this when we get to the point where we like finish the house and we build the bed and we touch the bed, obviously this is the day-night cycle, right? So I guess that's kind of the difference because I haven't done that yet, right? Like what's the difference from a player perspective? Like since we have a day-night cycle, I run around for forever and I haven't built myself a house yet. I can't go to sleep. Is it going to tell me to? Things like that.
Yeah, so that's what we're adding. That's the mistake part that we are still, Jack, me, and Chris are talking about, because there is going to be an interjection on how you meet the mistake regardless of where you are.
Gotcha.
But yes, you need to find a place before night because technically Jinn and wolves are going to come out and kill you if you don't. So that's the survival aspect of it. So you technically need to find a house for the night, right? How you find it, there are multiple. Now, talking about going back, one of the things I missed was, can you go back to that repairable area? The fork. So one of the things is when you repair this gets added to your compass. So you can always come back to this. This is where you spawn as well. So this is right at that fork. Does that make sense?
So this is going to be the area where we fully build this one now. Like this is going to be completed. Got it.
It's not a house, but it's the repair. Like you build something. It's a stash basically where you stash your weapons. And the tutorial will say, you will respawn here every time you rebuild a stash or a house. You can respawn over there. And then that is where you save your, it shows up on your, what is it called, on your compass. So it basically incentivizes you to repair so that you have points of return on your compass.
Are spawn points going to be based on a stash, not a sleep location?
They're right now, they're based on the stash as well, but technically they're supposed to be based on the sleep location. But in the tutorial, this was technically supposed to be an entire sleep location. But what we figured from players is in a tutorial, they're not going to get to that. And then they're going to have to start from the beginning again. So this is like a small little thing just to tutorialize. This is what's going to be on your map. But again, what we're thinking about is, can they add stuff on their own to the map or not? We still haven't, technically yes, but we don't have a map, right? That's the problem. Like the map is there, but it's not implemented. So later on, they would be able to decide what to put on the map. Right now, it just gets added to the map. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know, it feels weird that my first instance of this is where I spawn would be, if you take like 7 days to die, for example, like the first thing they make you do is like get a bunch of plants, make a basic grass bedroll. Wherever you put that in the world is where you'll spawn, whether it's got a roof or not. It's just like this bedroll. Is that how this stash is supposed to work?
No, because so again, when it comes to the actual world, there is no bedroll here because it doesn't make any sense. Like they didn't have those bedrolls or mattresses in this kind of world because it was full of rocks, right? You wouldn't be able to do that. There's no campfire. And so technically, there's supposed to be a tanur that you build. If that makes more sense, happy to change it to that instead. But a stash is more functional because in the game, the stash is you want to come back to this. You want it to be on your compass because you're going to come back and save your items here because you only have a limit of 2 major items. So where do you stash them? That's the idea.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why this was. So it looks like a barrel, but it's not a barrel. It's supposed to be a chest where you can save your stuff, and that's what it tells you. Like, hey, you've made this. You can always come back to this point so that you can store your weapons in case you run out of space. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm just trying to think like a barrel to me is a weird object for it. I could just be stuck on that.
No, it's a placeholder.
This is a placeholder. This is going to be a chest. It's a chest.
Got it.
Yeah, I only put it there because it was one of the only meshes that had a normal one and a broken down version, just to show the difference between the two.
Got it.
So that was the only reason why I put it there.
Sorry, I was really hung up on it because it felt weird to be a barrel. That makes way more sense now.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be a barrel. That's what I was just telling Chris right from the beginning. Like, hey, tell me, put it on the list of things you need because we need to change this in early access. It's actually a chest. And the chest basically is broken and he repairs it. And he's like, oh, I can probably stash my stuff here. And then it shows up on the compass so he can come back there. Now, right now, the stash doesn't work, but at least, in the future, I might be able to stash, like he said, something like that. That's the idea. So it'll put it on the compass so you have a reference point. But really, it's the concept of you will try to build or repair stashes around the world because A, you can respawn there, and B, so that you can put your stuff there because you need to stash your stuff before you go out in battle.
Totally makes sense. Got it. I think I didn't connect those dots before. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay. No, but that's great feedback. We have to jump because we have another meeting, and then I know that Chris has to leave at 3:30 as well. So we're gonna go to the core meeting. Rihanna, Temur, feel free to join me on that one if you want to. Feel free not to. But thank you so much, Chris. I will see you in that meeting. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.